Welcome to the doghouse. Been a while since I've been on here. Thought maybe I'd drop a line or two, see what's all going on with you. This is not going to be about anything in particular. This is just life itself. Just BS in here. No rhyme or reason. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. It's been a while because I've been busy. Unfortunately, that happens. I guess that means I have a life. Maybe some people would disagree with that, but I have a life. Go and have fun whenever I can. I always like to have fun. What's the world without having fun? Just remember, I'm the type of person that really don't care a lot. Not shaven, my hair's not combed. Just because I can do it, I do it. No rhyme or reason, but that's what I'm doing. I want to talk a little bit here, though, about things I've heard and seen lately on here. Some are very disgusting, and they really are. People get on here and they'll tell lies, they'll tell half truths, by the way, which is a lie. And it isn't just one person, it's even general life. You go look around you, look at how many people's out there, look how many people do that. I seen them today in my neighborhood. Everybody just blows away their thoughts and goes forward in life. No big deal. But people think they have to tell a lie to get views and clicks, or they have to be dishonest with themselves. They have to tear down people to do it. They want that big money and they don't care who they run over to get it, which is a shame. It really is, because you don't need to do that. You can go on and do other things to make money. But, ethics plays a part too. You know, if you don't have ethics, it might be a little bit easier to get things done. And it really does get things easier done if you don't have no ethics. It's not right, but it's just the way it is. How many people that are willing to throw away what is right, throw away their ethics, whether it's money or personal gain? People do that all the time. They will always do that. And that's not going to change anytime soon. It doesn't mean you have to participate. Uh, if you participate, you're part of it, good or bad, I guess. I got a few things I got to do next week, which are interesting. I got to go get it upper GI, stick the camera down my throat. They got to enlarge my esophagus and that again. This is the fifth time this has been done in 3 years. The procedure's really simple, but prep is what's the worst of it. Then on Tuesday, got to take my wife in, get her gallbladder removed. So the first of next week's going to be really fun. Going to be fun for all, I guess. Doctor appointments, hospital visits. Yeah, that's what I need. I do hope you guys are having a great day and out there just enjoying life itself. That's what we don't do enough of, is enjoy life. We're willing to ignore it and move on without any repercussions at all. I love going out and doing things. You know what? I'm still keep busy even though I'm retired. And I've been around some interesting people over the years being what I've done for a living. Some interesting, some not so interesting. It's just amazing to me, in life itself, what we do to make a dollar, legitimate dollar. I'm not talking about anything but something legitimate, and that is good. We can get out there and do many things, and we should. Whether you're retired or not, you should just go out, have some fun, enjoy life. We don't always have to be negative to get things done. We can go positive and get a lot more done. Yeah, all of us get into that negative attitude. It's a shame we do it, but we do it. I guess it's just human nature we do that. We're so obsessed with what we are doing. Sometimes we go down the wrong path. Sometimes we've seen, even on here, and I did this morning, somebody trying to harass somebody because they disagree with them. And that was a shame. Of course, when you have that type of mindset, you want that money has overcome your life. You are willing to give up a lot of things for that money. And one of the things you're going to give up is the respect of other people. You don't respect people, so that respect is going to reflect on others. And it really will. If you have good respect, they will see it. If you have bad respect, they will see it. I just want to get out of here and say a few things. I'm not going to be on here that long. I just like come out once in a while and enjoy. Haven't been on here for a while because of other things I've been doing. But now I can get on here a little bit longer and do a couple more things, at least for a few days. Monday, I'll probably be a little tired after getting that thing shoved down my throat. But, you know, got to have it done. Like I said, this is the fifth time in 3 years. So right now, it's hard for me to swallow very much of my food because there's an abscess there too. So I get two things taken care of at one time. And hopefully that takes care of that. My wife's gallbladder Tuesday gets taken out. Then down the road, sometime this summer, she has to have her knee replaced, which is going to be a lot of fun. Not. But we'll get over it. We'll go forward. We don't have no other choice but to go forward. I mean, we get by. We're not rich by any means. We don't have a lot of extras. But where my place is paid off, it helps. But we still, I got married in 1986, and we still together, and we still enjoy each other, and we enjoy each other's company, and we enjoy the fact we can be by ourselves. And both of us are that way. I like to just be alone a lot of time. I love people, love being around people. I enjoy people, but I need that time just for me. And I've been that way since a kid. Even when I was a kid, siblings and we'd be playing, and I'd just go out and be by myself. Then when I wanted to, I'd go back to where there was, whatever. But I just wanted to say thanks, really, for the people out there and the good things people come on here and said to me. I really do appreciate it. I know I ain't on here a lot on the lives, but I'm really not here. Monetizations, if I ever did that, that's down the road. Right now, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing in my shorts. When it come to that time, I don't know what I'd do, honestly, but that's here and there now, and I'll deal with that down the road. But it don't matter. I love getting on here and enjoying. And I've had people come on here and say, well, look at all that. You got that many, and that's not a lot of subscribers. People have less subscribers than is monetized. Well, I do a lot more shorts than a lot of them do, and not on here. I do podcasts here and there, but I love my shorts. If any of you never seen it, even if you don't even know who I am, just go look at them. You don't have to look at anything else. Just go and look at my shorts and get to know what I'm really about and what I think. A, a lot of them are more positive. I do get negative on a few things, but the majority of the things I do is positive, and that is why I want people to go look at the shorts. See, I'm more into the shorts than I am anything else. And yes, I've been told I need to do more of this or that, but I'm comfortable in what I'm doing. That's just me. I know people 15, 1600 viewers that's monetized, and I wish them the best. But that's not the route I planned on going a year ago when I started this. It's not the route I'm on now. It had nothing to do with being monetized. It had to do with just going out, having some fun, and enjoying myself, which I have done. I can be a person that hates this whole world, but I'm not. I try to stay positive. I try to do the good things around me, and I enjoy the things around me. You know, let's face it, if somebody wanted to hate this world, maybe I'd be right up there and hate it, which I don't, by the way, and don't get me wrong, because I don't hate it. Let's see, my wife has Alzheimer's. Not bad right now, but it gets worse all the time. I have to deal with that, deal with my problems, deal with the other things that come up with her or me. I don't have a huge bank account, not even in several thousand. I am here and I try my best to do what I can and I do what I need to do. I'm not hurting for food, not hurting for money. Like I said, I don't have a lot of money, but I'm not hurting for it. So I don't need millions of dollars. I don't need $1 million. Not that it wouldn't be nice, don't get me wrong, but for me to be who I am, I don't need it. I try to be a decent person. At times I get way too negative, I know, like everybody else does. And I stand up for people. Even if I don't know them, I think they're in the wrong, somebody's wrong in them, I'll stand up for them. I always have, even as a kid, and I don't mean fighting, because fighting not necessarily the way to go. You can do it in many, many other ways, and I've done that. I graduated in 1978, and I've probably only been in two or three fights, and then we're all from the sixth grade back. I've never ever been in a fight, and that's the truth after that. And that is a true story. So you can accomplish things and stand up for people without getting in fights. I'm one, if you try to intimidate me into a fight, it won't work. I've proven it over the years and years. I think overall, though, I've probably got more people that like me than dislike me. All of us have enemies, don't get me wrong. And I'm not Mr. Popular. I'm not even going down that road. Just not the truth. I'm not hated by a lot of people, but I'm definitely not Mr. Popular. I'm one of these guys, oh, he's there type of attitude. You've had even now probably. Oh, he's there and move on. It's an interesting concept we do in life when it comes to that. We prioritize people, whether it's right or not wrong. That's what we do. Good people, bad people, in between people. And I seem a lot of times come in between people. But one thing I am is courteous, and that is something I will always do and achieve. I will not be courteous to others. Joking around sometimes, people might go, ugh, which we all do that too. But I love people. I love what goes on around me. I love the people that is here, and I just love people. You know, people so great, and I think sometimes people are misunderstood, and I mean really misunderstood when they go out in life and do things. They can be misunderstood partially because they didn't explain it that well themselves. And I'll admit, I'm bad at that. I'll go out and people will not really get what I'm saying. And it isn't because they don't believe me that's like, what? It's because I'm not explaining it like it needs to be explained. I'm a person that if you had a saying, and there is, the cow jumped over the moon, if you was reading it, and when you was at the cow, I might be over or moon. I always thinking ahead instead of where I should be. And I've gotten in trouble in that going to school too. I'd be told, slow down, don't get ahead of where you're at. And I'm very, very good at doing that. Hi, Demon Cat. But yeah, I mean, I've gone out there and done that, and I still do it. And people will say, Darwin, what? And I go, what? Oh, okay, this is what happened. I can read, I can write, I can do all that, but for whatever reason, yeah, I've been kind of busy. Unfortunately, now I'm back more to what I've been doing. Being retired, sometimes you're as busy as not being retired. I was just saying next week is going to be a pain in the butt. Monday, I go in, I got to have an upper GI. I got a polyp or two that's got to be removed. Then they got to stretch out my esophagus. This is 5 times in 3 years this has happened to me. Nothing I can do about it, but I like swallowing. Right now, when it comes to food, I have a hard time swallowing. And that'll take care of it. That's Monday. Then Tuesday, my wife goes in for to have her gallbladder taken out. So Monday and Tuesday is going to be bad days. But then my wife later on, I mean, I don't know when, it hasn't been scheduled, but sometime this summer she's got to have her knee replaced. This is going to be a fun summer. At least it's starting to get warm around here, and I love that. It's going to be a lot more fun now. As a kid, and I grew up on a ranch. I mean, we'd have a foot or two of snow, and I'd be out shooting jackrabbits and everything else in it. Love the snow. Now, when it snows, I get in so big a misery anymore. I cannot stand it. And around here, the worst thing is the wind. That just cuts through me. Thank you, Demon Cat. Yep, it's at least the gallbladder thing anymore isn't a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal because anything can go wrong, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I know I'm sick of getting that damn thing shoved down my throat all the time. It's annoying. And the thing of it is, it's more prep than the actual procedure. My wife, they said about 15 minutes and she'll be out, but you got to look at half hour to an hour prep on that. My prep's about the same, and the upper GI won't take that long, but it's still annoying. Yeah, I've been on it. I've been watching a few people this morning and here and there. Even my podcast, I don't haven't been doing too many. I do them, but not like I was. But I'm going to get back to that because now I can got things done I need to get done. So it's going to be interesting. I watched Super Dave today, and a certain person come on there and tried to intimidate him and tried to get him to go off the end. It didn't work. We know all who that would have been. Leave the guy alone. He ain't doing nothing wrong. I mean, you don't have to like the guy. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. But if I didn't like the guy, he still don't deserve what this other person is doing to him. He just don't. I mean, this has become such a mess. I think somebody is going to get hurt down the road somewhere because of what's going on. It's sad, but I can see that very well happening. And like I said, you don't have to like somebody. You don't have to treat them like a piece of crap because you don't like them either. Yeah, you know what I like watching on YouTube is I used to like the storage still, but I don't get turned off by that because obvious reasons. But I like going out and watching these sovereign citizens getting arrested and their stupid logic. I love that. Are the First Amendment auditors, and I'm not against auditor, but most of these are there for one thing, and that is money. But the sovereign citizens, when they get arrested, it is so funny. It's funny they say they don't have to follow the laws, but when they're about ready to get arrested, that they try to argue the laws they're saying that they don't like. Yeah, on YouTube, I use the majority of what I do on YouTube, and I get on here quite a bit. Kind of a pause at the moment because I was busy, but well, I get on here and listen to just mostly clips. And there's some good ones out there. And if I come across one that's bad, I just don't bother going back and listening to them again. Some of the clips are more interesting than the podcast. And that's why I do a lot of shorts. I mean, I like doing them, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. When I look at my rate of people, subscribers that view, I'm at 66 point some percent, and probably 60% of them come off my shorts. Yeah, YouTube does a pretty good job. There's questions on some things. But the problem you got with YouTube, it's become everybody's willing to screw over everybody to get the dollar. And that's what it's all about. It isn't about friends. It's not about, with most people, it's not about friends. It's not about anything but the dollar. And if they have to walk over people to get the dollar, they will. And it's sad. You shouldn't have to do that. And I'm sure, Demon Cat, you've seen the same thing on here is people will sell their soul to get the dollar instead of enjoy. And I don't see how they enjoy themselves. Granted, when you see the dollar signs in your head, but in your heart, are you really enjoying yourself? Are you taking the time to enjoy yourself? Too many people are not doing that. And that's one thing over the years. And I've only been putting stuff out for about a year, maybe 13 months. I signed up a long time ago for YouTube, but over the years, I've seen the progression from what they used to do just by watching it to what it is now. And greed has really, really set in bad. Greed has taken over so much. And it's okay to go out and try to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. All the more power to them. But you don't need to sacrifice other people to get your gain you want to make. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are giving up. Well, I was going to say something else, but they're going to give up their soul for the money instead of ethics. Ethics have nothing to do with a lot of people on here anymore. No, that's not everybody, but there is a bunch of them out there. They have sold their soul for the money and not come on here, enjoy themselves, and enjoy other people and their conversations. And it's too bad more people don't get back to that. I guess greed and money always plays a part, and in all of us. But yet, when you see what's going on, you don't do it. It may be there, but you don't go down that road. I've seen people on here, and some people on here know who I'm talking about, that figured they would go and get sued, so they swapped sides to get the dollar. That's what you call not standing up for what is right. That's called being a coward. You've given yourself away for money. And that's sad. And there's people on here I've seen I still like some, but most of them. But here and there, you'll see one that'll give up the soul for the dollar. I've seen channels do that. Some with the Otter Creek thing, and some has nothing to do with Otter Creek. And yes, I will say crick instead of creek. Money is the root of all evil. Money can be a really good thing, and money can be evil. And so many people make it evil. And a lot of them people that are doing that, they figure out they can make more money by being evil and obstinate than they do to try to do it legitimately. They will take shortcuts to get that money in their pocket. And when they do that, they don't care about anybody. or anything. They only care about themselves. And money is the root of all evil because they're letting money dictate to them what they will and will not do. It's interesting what people in life will do for money. I've worked with people like that. I've been around people like that. I got a neighbor here, a couple of doors down. He'll try to screw over everybody for money. You know what he's got for doing all that and trying to put people down? He's not got a zero more dollars by doing it. And I'm coming from an area where I'm living at right now that everyone here seems to get along, but you do see that in people, and that's some things that people around here do. Of course, me, I'll get back to the winter thing. If I had my choice, I got too much commitments around here, but if I had my choice, I'd have me a little spot in either Arizona or Nevada, and come wintertime, I'd be there and not here. Not because I don't like Idaho, but I'm getting tired of the weather at times. Not that it's not bad there at times, because it is. I know people that's gone down there, and I know one couple, they go down in probably the end of October, the first part of November, and come back first part of April into Quartzsite. Then another one, he has him a place in Kingman, Arizona, and he's retired. He's by himself. He don't have any expenses. He's got him a place down in Kingman. He goes down there for the winter and back here in the summer. But they don't have no commitments either, so that makes a difference. But I have way too many commitments to do that. I'm obligated to my wife, which has Alzheimer's, and it has gotten worse, but it isn't super bad. But that's more important to me than anything right now. Even fun. And I do see people on here. I've really got, they don't know me and I don't know them personally. And they're great, seem to be great people. They're getting treated like crap, but they're still great people. I just want to be on here for a few minutes. I'm going to start doing it a little more often. I got to go and get a couple of things taken care of. I do wish all you the best, and I do thank you for coming in. I know I'm a boring channel, but that's okay. I'd rather be boring than deceiving and dishonest. So I guess boring is some way a good thing. Yeah, thank you, Demon Cat. Hope everything goes good Monday and Tuesday. Thank you all for tuning in.